Hi guys, welcome to Soul's Journey. I'm continuing on here with a few more of my decks that could be considered autumny or Halloween or something to do with magic and witches and that sort of thing that's popular at this time of year. So, and really, you know, any deck can work for Halloween, especially for people who are not familiar with tarot and probably think they're all spooky and weird looking and whatnot. So this is just more for, you know, us readers who like to bring out something to kind of enhance the mood. You know, if you're doing a reading for Halloween parties or whatever, you want something that, you know, looks a little more arcane, I guess. Although I think you probably want to just use something you're comfortable with. But anyway, I'm going to start off with the Tarot Noir. Now this is a French deck, and this is the second printing. I did not get in on the first one, but it was reprinted a couple of years ago. And I was absolutely delighted to find out because I missed it the first time around, and I just love this deck. It is a Marseille style deck, but I love the colors in this deck. And it's such a distinct art style, and good art always gets me. It is glossy, it is big. It's like 3 by 5. Here's the backs. It comes with a nice book, but it's all in French, so that may or may not be a lot of help for you. A few more of the cards. And it's just the dark, subdued colors, I think, give it kind of that vibe. But I love it. I think it's beautiful. This reminds me a little bit of the Madani Tarot that came out, oh gosh, many years ago now, which I do not have a copy of and would love to. And I think I ordered this from Amazon France. I do have a full walkthrough of it, but if you're interested, I think I got it from Amazon France, and I don't think it was very expensive. This is the book that comes with it. It's very heavy, like magazine kind of pages, you know, that heavyweight paper. It's very glossy. It has color pictures of all the cards. All the text is in French. So if you can wade through that, that's great. Here's some of the minors. Like I said, it is a Marseille style, so they are pips. But that's fine with me. And comes with this pretty little bag. And I will link to my walkthrough of that as well. And then I have the Fantastical Tarot by Nathalie Herz. And she's done a number of decks. She did a vampire deck that I showed in my video in 2019 of my Halloween decks. I think she has a Fairytale out now, and I'm pretty sure she's got a bunch of others. But I don't have all of her decks. She does have a very distinctive art style. Which I really like. But is probably not to everyone's taste. Now this one is out of print, unfortunately, but I checked online on eBay just before I came on to do this video today, and there are some very affordable copies to be had. There was one I think was like $40. Oh, these are the backs. Hermit, Queen of Swords, let's see, the Fool, Ace of Swords. I also did see one copy on Amazon that was going for almost $900. I know the prices on Amazon for secondary market like that are just outrageous. So check around if you're interested in the deck. Like I said, I did see one listed on eBay for $40 plus shipping, so they still can be had relatively inexpensively. And the next one I have is the Dark Fairytale Tarot. Now, I don't think any of these cards are actually based on specific fairy tales. It's just kind of that whole vibe to it. It's very dark, kind of gothy. The Sun card. Emperor, he looks like Theoden from Lord of the Rings. I think a lot of these decks came out right about the time the Lord of the Rings craze was in full swing. Hanged Man. Has a hard time focusing on this card. So it definitely got that kind of creepy, autumny vibe to it. Empress. Moon. So that's a low Scarabeo deck. None of the cards have actual titles on them, just the number. So like here's the High Priestess. You can see it's just 2s, top and the bottom, Roman numeral 2s. That's actually, I like that one very much. Got the Madame ENDORA'S fortune cards, which are obviously oracle cards and not tarot, but these are done by Joseph Fargo and Christine Philippak, who also did the Gothic tarot that I showed in my last video in 2019. So it's very unusual as these oracles go, which I like. You know, I'm just not big on the pretty women decks. I think they're bland and boring, and but that's definitely got a very autumny feel to it. It's got an interesting structure too. It's definitely got a system all its own. So for the Madame ENDORA'S fortune cards, you get this little book, but it does give you all the different groupings of cards. Like there's the Royal Court, the Realm of Fable, the Bestiary, the Treasury, the Elements, and then a little section, several pages on reading the cards. So, and I didn't have them in order for this, and then the next 3 I'm going to go through pretty quickly because I don't really read with them, and the artwork is not really it's good art, they're all good art, but they're just the style of the cards. I think I didn't really see them before I bought them. I just kind of, saw a couple of them and decided, okay, this is the FAVOLE Tarot by Victoria Francis, who's a Spanish artist. And this is these are all, the next 3 are all Fournier decks. So like here's the Lovers, the Fool. So my thing with these decks is they seem to take all existing art and try to kind of shoehorn them onto the tarot. And a lot of them just don't work for me. Like this is the Magician. I do really like this illustration very much. It's the High Priestess. The Empress. But it has strange suits, like there's masks, like this is the Knight of Masks. I forget which element is which with these things. There's the Emperor. So it's definitely got, you know, a gothy feel to it. Whoops, kind of dark, but Wheel of Fortune, Strength. So she's obviously a vampire. Does have a good devil card though. I like this guy. But as I was saying, so the suits are masks, butterflies, crosses, and I think it's black roses now. But at least these all show the correct number of the suit. The next ones are a little different. Okay, so here's the Alchemy of England. And, you know, you see this kind of stuff advertised in like Metal Hammer magazine. They really cater to the whole goth culture. But again, and this is more like Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it. I'm not sure when these came out. 2011. So, I mean, the art's good. It just doesn't really work for me as tarot. And this one, the minors, okay, so they're standard minors, and you get the correct number of, but again, they are, you know, pips. And swords. And more black roses. So, you know, there's definitely a market for them out there, but they just not really my thing. And the last one of these is the Stokes Gothic. This one is really weird. I mean, the art is fine, it's very good, but it's, again, that sort of Metal Hammer. High Priestess. I think this is the Empress. And again, more Lord of the Rings influence. But the weirdest thing about this one is when you get to the minors, which are pips, it's like, this is the Four of Cups. You don't see 4 cups, you see 4 bats. Then we have 5 bats. The swords are feathers. So the number of feathers just increases. And the other suits are like that as well. So I just think it's another one of those decks that took existing art and shoehorned it onto a tarot deck. And it's, you know, not that there's anything wrong with the art, it's fine, but, and those 3 are all Fournier decks. So, and I think the last one I was going to show is another, it is out of print, Magickal Tarot by Anthony Clark and Tony Willis. This is heavily Thoth based. You get a decent sized book, but it is very hard to come by. And it's about the size of the small Thoth deck. It's got a really unique art style. Like the Fool, the Spirit of Ether. Oh, and these are the backs. The Magus is the Law of Reason, the Word. There's lots of Kabbalistic symbolism on it. The High Priestess, who is the Priestess of the Silver Star. Empress, Daughter of the Mighty Ones. I think these look great in a spread. It's the Emperor, Son of the Morning. Magus of the Eternal Gods, the Hierophant. The Lovers are the Children of the Voice Divine. The Eight of Cups is the Lord of Indolence. So the minors are, you know, in that sense, they're kind of pippish. But I would assume anybody who's working with this deck would probably be familiar with Crowley's work and would not be put off by this. Princess of the Floods. Idea, Substance is the Princess of Cups. But yeah, they look great laid out in a reading. So I think that's all I was going to show for today, except I did want to mention one other thing. I've just got a couple of new tarot bags up on my Etsy shop. They are fully lined. This is the Autumn Leaves. It's got like metallic gold on it. It's really pretty. The lining is very soft, very pretty. It's got red ribbons for closing it. And I thought this one would be fun for Halloween. If you're going to a party, you could bring your deck in this one. It's got all the like Ouija planchette and a cat with a third eye and palmistry hand and the crystal ball. It's lined in solid black. So those are up on my Etsy shop. And if you want to get a tarot reading from me, you can go to my website, soulsjourneytarot.com, and book a reading there, and or through my other Etsy shop. But I will put all those links down below in the description. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Blessed be.